man who spent much of his adult life on your television set and is seen every single Wednesday, including tonight on CBS on SEAL Team. David Boreanaz, good to see you, sir.
Thanks for having me.
You like the pick? You got.
I do. Yeah. I mean, you have to protect your quarterback.
You should. Well, this point
obviously
in particular.
At this point in particular.
Yes.
You know, there's all this talk about him trying to. You know, he's got to stay healthy. You know, I mean, Carson, when he came out, he had such a great season, and that Rams game kind of put him under. But he was heading to possibly an MVP.
He was the MVP. He was David. He was the MVP of the season when he was leaping headfirst towards the end zone and got caught. Malachi crunched on his knee.
But that was kind of a weird injury because he kind of pushed off, and it was the power and acceleration that really kind of jolted his whole knee. It was a strange injury. I mean, he's got so much strength that I think everything just got twisted up there.
I think he just got caught in the wrong place, the wrong time.
Yeah.
And obviously Dillard is a guy who can play. Jason Peters is getting longer in the tooth as he's making his way towards Canton, Ohio, you know, for his gold jacket. And
I think it's a great pick. I think Howie Roseman, you know, did such a great job, has been doing such a great job with the Eagles. And, you know, it was a position of need, and they got their player. That's the player they wanted.
And it's interesting that last year, as opposed to their Super Bowl season, when they just kept running one running back after another, they go ahead and take this kid Miles Sanders out of Penn State. I like that
Saquon Barkley backup. And doesn't have a lot of miles on him, so you know he comes out, has a great year last year at Penn State, and you know he's got a lot of upside and especially I think he'll fit in well. He's got that kind of, you know, Shady McCoy kind of aspect to him. People are comparing him to, but he's got his own style and he's quick. So.
Right, and we always talk about chips on the shoulder, right? Like
of course.
So obviously having, as you mentioned, he's Saquon's backup at Penn State. He had a really good season in his first year as the starter there. Now twice a year. They're going to be on the same field at the same game, maybe trying to match each other. I'm just throwing that one out there.
That's a good one, yeah. I didn't really think about that. Yeah, that's actually in the NFC there. That's a great matchup. Those two will be balling for 2 games out of the year, out of the season.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun.
The Giants, they really don't have a quarterback. So.
See, now, this is great. I'm glad that you give voice to what's going on with the Giants, because I was saying all the Eagles fans, Redskins fans, Cowboys fans. You met T.J. Jefferson, our social media.
Of course I did. He was eating a bowl of soup when he came in.
That's right. So he's all excited because he's a big Cowboy fan. That everybody like yourself wants to inject the Giants fans' tears directly into your veins. You can't get enough of the misery that comes out of the draft right now.
It's the best thing that's going on right now. I mean, I love the people from New York. I have a lot of friends, and, you know, when it comes time to the sports talk and the Giants and the Eagles or the Cowboys, I mean, even the Redskins, it brings out the worst in all of us. Even when dealing with Boston fans and Philly fans, they just go at it. But, yeah, I mean, look, the Giants picked somebody from Duke.
They did.
All right, and I guess he'll be good in a few. I mean, he was coached by Eli Manning's.
Yeah, David Cutcliffe is a Manning whisperer, and that's the idea.
Right.
Is that he's the Peyton Manning whisperer from back in Tennessee, and obviously he wasn't at Ole Miss, but he's been at the Manning Passing Academy forever.
And nothing to take away from Eli Manning. He won a Super Bowl. I do think
he won 2.
Okay,
I don't mean to, you know.
Sorry.
I know you're feeling it right now, David.
I know, feeling it. I do think he should be in the Hall of Fame. I think he's a really good quarterback. I mean, he's proven himself, but time's over.
I was about to say, where's the but? There it is.
But the time is now for the Eagles and Wentz, and I'm excited about what Carson Wentz has to do. Even if Carson doesn't lead the Eagles, let's say, to the playoffs this year. Let's say that doesn't happen. Am I that guy that's going to say we should have taken Foles over Wentz? No.
You're not.
Because he's a young player. You got to let these guys develop, feel the offense. He's got more weapons now. This Whiteside kid they picked up, maybe Aguilar's gone. I don't know, but he's a big Alshon Jeffrey kind of target down in the ends in the red zone. He can leap for the ball. So, you know, he's got targets and he's got weapons now. So let's see what he does.
Hold on a second, David Boreanaz. Let me ask you this then.
Okay.
What if they don't make the playoffs because Wentz gets hurt again?
Oh, well, that's
now do I hold on a second? That's 2 years in a row he couldn't finish. So I'm seriously, and there's no Foles safety net now. It's the Nate Sudfeld situation. By the way, great band. Great band from back in the 70s, the Nate Sudfeld situation. So
I like Nate Sudfeld. I think
I know that, but I mean, I don't know if he's got the Foles magic carpet right. Would you still be saying, yes, we made the right maneuver?
Yes, well, I'm sticking to the guy that I love, Wentz. He's my guy. I'm going to stick with him. As an Eagles fan, I'm going straight in with him. I love what Foles did for us, what he did for the city of Philadelphia. You know, he came in a strange situation. Wentz goes down, like you said. He's going in the MVP year, and he starts winning games. We didn't think that we would go to the Super Bowl with Nick Foles, and then all of a sudden it was this miracle run. But that team was special. We had a great defense. I mean, we had a lot of pieces in place at that time that helped propel us to that Super Bowl win over the Patriots.
Let me throw a name out at you of somebody who says if Wentz doesn't do it in the next 2 or 3 years, they should move in a different direction. His name is Donovan McNabb.
Oh, and that's been this whole controversy with Donovan McNabb.
I
know just a little bit. He's saying he should move on. No, we're not moving on. That's not going to happen.
I don't think so either. But
I just don't. I think that's just.
Was it Lane Johnson who tweeted out about 15
it was Lane,
snake emojis?
It was,
snakes,
right?
Yeah.
Lane Johnson was upset. He's like, that's my quarterback, which was kind of echoing what Terrell Owens said, right? In
about
Dallas.
Tony Romo.
Tony
yeah.
Romo. So,
right.
You know, look, they do these jabs back and forth. I think Donovan McNabb is wrong to say something like that. I mean, maybe he's a little bitter over the fact that he didn't, he threw up right before he was about to.
Well, I mean, yeah, the Super Bowl.
Say.
No, they say. I mean, we saw the whole.
We kind of saw it, kind of projectile vomit
on
the 5-yard line.
In case you didn't see it, T.O. made sure everybody knew about it. That's one of my most wild memories of being an NFL Network host.
Right.
Was we went from Jacksonville, which is where the Super Bowl took place, that you're referring to, at the Patriots and McNabb and T.O., who was heroic, to say the least, coming back on that ankle. We went from there to the Pro Bowl.
Okay.
Took about 3 flights to get there, but we got there. And when we got there, the NFL Network, we had a set on the beach.
Okay.
Hawaii. We had a few set possessions at the Pro Bowl. We had one on the beach underneath this tiki umbrella, if you will. But anyway, long story short is we had all these guests come out and be interviewed on the beach.
Yeah.
And we had McNabb and T.O. were both in the Pro Bowl. We had them set up to be interviewed together. And we are told half hour before they will not appear together.
Wow. So that was big.
And we were all like, because again, it hadn't been spun out of control yet.
All right, okay.
This is prior to
all of
everything
just kind of
blowing
up.
Yes, the sit-ups and push-ups on the lawn and all that.
Oh my God.
This is when we're kind of looking at each other like, these got what? Hold on a second. They just played in the Super Bowl
that's
together.
That's a little awkward right there.
Yeah, it was the first indication we all got. So I interviewed them both separately.
Yes. Okay. All
they
right.
both appeared, but just wouldn't do it together.
Did they talk in passing or no? That
I
didn't
don't
even
know.
happen.
We have McNabb showing up later this month in our studio,
Yeah,
right?
we
He's
do.
booked.
Yeah, he's booked.
I can't wait to ask him all of these questions.
You're going to get the answers, man. And I'm sure he's going to clarify himself and what he meant when he said that.
Yes.
Wentz is our quarterback. I love the guy. I think he's a great athlete. Donovan McNabb was a great quarterback, came out of Syracuse, loved what he did for the city of Philadelphia. But, you just keep your mouth shut, man. Carry on. Wentz is the guy now. Let him do his thing.
We've got David Boreanaz here on the Rich Eisen Show. SEAL Team tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time and every Wednesday on CBS. Are you learning what it's like to be a member of your SEAL team? I mean, are you well versed on all this right now?
Well, what's really good about, so proud of the work we've done on 2 seasons with this show. I'm very humbled with the Tier 1 operators that we work with that are the real guys that have done these missions and these operations. One guy in particular was 13 deployments. He was on Bin Laden raid.
13?
Yeah, he was on Captain Phillips. These guys are producers on our show. They're not technical advisors. There's writers, there's editors, there's people on the crew, the cast that work on our show. And just to be around that in that energy as we're telling these stories is a blessing to play Jason Hayes, who is a leader of Bravo team. So for me, it's a humbling experience to show up every day and work with these veterans and look at the show more as a personal journey outside of their workplace, because it's a job what they do, and it so happens to be the most dangerous job in the world. There's no retake. You're either going to make it, protect, or you're going to get killed. And they suffer from a lot of injuries, and they come back, whether it's TBI or PTSD, and they're misunderstood or they're not understood at all. And last week's episode, we examined that with the troubling aspect of these veterans committing suicide and shooting themselves in the heart. which is pretty heavy, and that has risen in the past couple of months, more and more so. So if we can tell stories like that and shed a light into that darkness, then that's really what the show is about. And we love I love doing the show. It's very character driven, and I love playing this guy. And it's great to be around these guys and give back.
So they're
a little bit.
They're on the set.
They are producers. They are people that are, when we're doing a mission or an operation, or we're breaching a door, if we're doing a situation where it is in a sticky situation, we talk about how they would really do it, and we break it down, and it's all in the dialogue is very real. We shoot it very fast on anamorphic lenses, so it's got that feeling of, I would say, like ER, emergency kind of a feel to it. It's very real. It's a fast show to watch, and we're just gearing up now, and we just are finishing our season 2, so we're excited about
tonight and every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern on CBS. Before I let you go, I want to play Celebrity True or False with you, David Boreanaz.
Very nice.
Let's go for it. Hit it with
Celebrity True,
keeping it real,
or False.
Celebrity True or False with David Boreanaz. First up, when you were a kid, you were a ball boy for the Steelers for 3 seasons. True or false?
That is correct. That is very true.
How the hell did that happen?
Fortunately, my older sister went to school with one of the Rooneys when we first moved to Philadelphia, and they became really close friends. And then we started to, my parents became friends with their parents, the Rooneys, and they're still great friends of ours, a great family organization. And I was invited to go work at Latrobe, PA as a ball boy when I was just almost 16, and I was 15 at the time, and I was like working out with Jack Lambert and catching balls from Mark Malone, and then Stallworth was there because he had retired. It was just kind of like the ushering of a bridge into a new era of Steelers football, so it was pretty cool to be a part of that.
As your dad was a weatherman? Locally?
Yes, he was a local weatherman, worked on ABC for quite some time.
So did he know Facenda? Because John Facenda was a local anchor. I mean, I don't know if they passed. They never did. John Facenda was a voice of NFL films.
Okay,
was a local anchor in Philadelphia.
Yeah. Well, I was brought up by Cap City people because my father worked for Cap City at the time, and I was kind of like around that whole era of those guys. So
just took a shot on that one. All right, next up, you started a nail polish line called Chrome Girl, and this has a line with a set of NHL colors. Is that a true story?
That is a true story, but it was actually set up through it was my wife who actually got that going with her partner. And the NHL kind of colored line was a branch to her line, which is something that I was kind of enthusiastic about because I do a lot of work with the NHL and charitable works and with the Flyers, of course.
Sure.
Hockey is like my number one.
That's it. I know we stuck to Eagles. But,
hockey and football. I mean, I played football in high school, but hockey is like big for me.
That's your okay. So I assume that there's a blue line and a red line.
They had that. Yes, they had
this. Okay,
yes.
Just want to make sure. Last one for you, David Boreanaz. True or false? You were featured in a music video of Dido's 2003 White Flag. True or false?
Getting all these trues, man.
This is true?
This is very true, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did we get hooked up with Dido?
I have no idea. I do remember that they were like,
we're looking at on the
do
screenwriter.
this music video, and I didn't know who Dido was, but they explained to me how great it was.
There you are, checking your watch. You look like you're a guy who had someplace to go.
I don't know. I'm checking my watch now. No, it was one of those things. And she was very nice. And when I first met her, I was just in the wardrobe experience, and she was standing there, and I said, "I'm sorry, I don't know who Dido is." And she laughed, and I'm Dido. So it's one of those.
So it was a little awkward moment.
A little awkward. I was kind of like the McNabb. I don't know. Terrell Owens moment.
She's the one.
I mean,
she was Wentz.
She was Wentz. Maybe
Dido is the Wentz.
Sure.
Well, she was a starter. She was definitely a starter.
Yeah, she definitely was a starter. So
that's some good. Early aughts chill music. A little Dido.
I love
White Flag.
I gotta say the Rich Run thing that you do. I'm so happy you're doing that.
Thanks, man.
I love watching the combine. I watch it in my trailer when it goes on, and I'm working. And
thank you.
I'd love to come down in full SEAL gear and possibly take you on. That's like 80 to 120 pounds for charity.
Here's what I would love for you to do at the very least is next year when you're in your run a 40 on your set in your gear.
Done.
Tweet it and definitely put it on your Instagram as well.
Yes.
And throw it out there and hashtag Run Rich Run.
Sure.
Just be part of the movement.
We'd love to, man.
Least.
We'd love to do that.
And I would really love to do it. We've raised a nice chunk.
You've done a great job with that.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah.
don't wait 4 more years to come back here, okay?
I'd love coming back here. It's a great set. You
Thanks,
guys
bud.
are great people. You got a Boston fan over there that I haven't even really started to get at. I got a Cowboys fan there who's, well, we'll just leave it at that. They didn't have a good draft. So.
Okay. Do you got a prediction for the year?
I think the Eagles, I think Wentz has got a lot to prove, and like I said, chip on the shoulder proves a lot, and I'm excited about their year, and I think they do make the playoffs, and I think I think they're the favorite for me in the NFC East.
Okay, well, I'm glad you're departing now because the coach of the Saints is about to call into the show.
Oh, I like him. He's
I
a
do
good
like
guy.
Sean Payton,
I
too.
feel bad for Sean and what happened with the instant replay. That was bad.
Well, they fixed it, hopefully, but it's good to see.
Yeah, it's only going to take 20 minutes to make a call now.
Oh, well, let's hope not. We'll hone it down. We'll fine tune it.
Okay.
At David_Boreanaz on Twitter, and then join the massive following on Instagram at DBodbo69.
DBO, yeah.
Okay.
DBO, like Boreanaz, BOR. So you slice it, and it's D-Bod. And then my son says, Dad, what's up with D-Bod? Makes no sense. And I said, son, it's a cologne line. Don't worry about it.
Very good. Good to see you here.
Good to see you too, man.
Yeah, check out again SEAL Team on CBS tonight and every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on CBS.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.